So here's two celebrities that we love for their talents and their love for each other. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. Devil Wears Prada, 1 and 2. That's Emily. Oh, and she did Disclosure Day as well. What a great movie. Also, John Krasinski did Jack Ryan. He did the one, two, I think there were three versions. Oh my gosh, he did such a great job. And my kids absolutely adored him in The Office. I know he was a youngin' back then, but man, was he really good in that show. Anyway, so they are so cute and so sweet. So let's take a look at their numbers. Okay. So welcome to Numerology with Lori. I am pleased to have you here. Please like and subscribe and click that icon button to all, if you will. So this way, YouTube can't check and pick which videos they want you to watch. So, hey, and if you decide you would like to have a numerology reading, check out my website at loriintuitivenumerologist.com. That is LORIintuitivenumerologist.com. I'm happy to accommodate you. Yeah, let's take a look and see what's going on with John and Emily's numbers. So I'm gonna show you real quick. This is the chart that I developed for them. So we've got Emily at the top, and it is Emily Olivia Laura Brunt. Brunt. So you can see where I calculated all the numbers according to the reference video that we have in the file. I think it's in the video list under reference files. I'm not sure. Anyway, I did circle each vowel in a black highlighted alternate kind of obviously a different um, than the red, so that you would be able to tell which one was calculated for their soul number. So yeah, then we have their destiny number over here. Emily's soul number here. This is her personality number. Right over here is her birthday. And then beyond that, on this side is the maturity number. And then we have her pinnacles and challenges here. So if you would like to take a screenshot of this, the top part for Emily, feel free. I'm holding that up for you now. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at Emily's destiny number. Ooh, Emily Blunt's destiny number is a 2. Gosh, this is such a great number. Talks about cooperation and balance and harmony and relationship. This to me is about life. It's about Emily's life, but it's a life number as far as I'm concerned. So Emily seems like she's working this number very well, doesn't she? Okay, so let's take a look at her soul number. This is a number 9. Hmm. So her soul number is the energy that she uses that makes her compassionate. She loves all people around her and she's very humanitarian. Now, keep in mind, this is also her heart's desire. So if you will, if you take a look at some of these options that she's, the humanitarian option alone, this makes her very charity driven. That's kind of goes without saying, but it's very true. Um, the 9 is thought to be very intuitive, and her love for her family can be very romantic. Yeah, even her children. She's got a romantic love for everybody. And she wants everybody to feel what she feels, which is just pretty cool. So, and then there's a number 2 personality number. That's interesting. It's how we see her, it's how other people see her. Oh, that's really pretty cool when you think about it. Just like her destiny number. So, What kind of truth is she presenting to the world that she wants us to see? Something that's really already there, but we get to see a little bit of what that looks like because her personality is how other people see her. So we know now, we know that her destiny number is a two also. So this number gives us a true picture of what Emily Blunt is like. That's interesting. She's very cooperative, very balanced, very harmonious, and very relationship oriented. Goes without saying. So Emily's life path is a one. Emily tends toward independence, leadership, and ideas. She prefers being in a good relationship, hence that two destiny, that two personality. But then she can be a leader like she is naturally with the number one. So, in other words, to me, that tells me that when she's in a relationship, in a strong relationship where she feels safe and secure and loved, she can be a leader. That, if that's what it takes for her to be the leader, it's okay. It's okay. It shows. I mean, everybody is different. Everybody is a little different. So in this case, this is how Emily shines. She shines more because she can make the two work and she can make the one work. Oh, so her maturity number is a three. It's a number three. That's the maturity number, which is the number she's grown into. Wow. I'm going to say that her talents grow as she gets older because that's what it feels like for her to have a maturity number that is a three. It's about her talents. It's about her communicate her expressiveness, her spiritual expressiveness. That's in her acting career. Mm, that's pretty fascinating. So the three is about communication, expression, and joy of living. All of these grow as she gets older. I feel like she's a happy person and she gives that back to her fans and her family. I love that. I love that. So let's take a look at her pinnacles and challenges. The first pinnacle is a seven and the challenge is a three. This started at birth until about age 35. And the reason for that, and I think we've kind of gone into this explanation a little bit before, the reason everybody's pinnacles change or are different, let's say, is because they all start at age 36. And then the life path number, whatever the life path is, in Emily's case, it's a one. That's subtracted from that 36 to make it 35. That's why her first pinnacle only goes till she's about age 35. Right there. It's fairly simple, and I'll try to go forward and explain that in future videos as well, and for future people. But s- it's important to that you know it now. Honestly, it seems like this may have been a tough period in Emily's life. She was likely shy, more research oriented and analytical. So that's all about the the seven being in her first pinnacle. That pinnacle, that's number seven can make you very analytical, not make you, but it can be the energy of that is more analysis. It's more research driven. And in the case of the first pinnacle, it can make you shy because you really don't, you're a little bit more introverted. So if that happens, if you're a little bit older, you might be able to deal with that some. But if it happens as a first pinnacle, you don't know any different. And that's what makes you a little bit more shy. So, okay, so let's keep that in mind. This was a period when she didn't enjoy the spotlight. That's very true. The three challenge was also tough because she needed to learn to speak positively about herself. So interestingly, she developed a stutter when she was about age 6 or 7. I'm betting that this was likely due to that three challenge with the seven pinnacle. So those combination of factors in her first pinnacle when she was a child, it makes sense. It really makes sense. Luckily, she had loving parents and a privileged upbringing. That's very true. This was her saving grace. Yeah, because we don't really see that we don't see the stutter. We don't see the analytical type of living anymore in her. So the second pinnacle is an eight, and the challenge is a two. That's really fascinating. This is from age 35 till about 44, so it's a 9-year period. And again, she finished the last one about age 35, and it was in February. Let me see. Yes, February 23rd. So she finished that up around age 35 when she turned in February, and she was still 35 when she went into the next second pinnacle. So, and the challenge again was a two. Oh, I'm sorry. So age 35 to 44. It's a 9-year period. So she's at the end of this period right now. She has another year left. Because if it goes to 44, she's 43 now. That's where we are. So the eight pentacle is about it's delving into the business world. She's good at that. Eight brings on business activities. It does. It's one of the numbers that does, but there's success in that. Figuring out the authority surrounding her and learning to navigate and live within it. That's fascinating. That's fascinating as a pinnacle. So it's different. The number generally can be about power and control. Well, what she's doing here is she's looking who has the power, who has the control, and how am I going to navigate this in my pinnacle period of a number eight? hmm So that's interesting. She has learned also to master her craft and be authentic. I like that for her. We're thrilled. We're thrilled for her. Yes. So, and also in here, she's got the two challenge. The one thing about the two that I will say she's learning more about cooperating, being harmonious in her. Now, again, this could have a lot to do with the eight pinnacle. And we've seen this happen before with the seven and the three and in other ones that we've done. But it's important to know that even though she's got this two destiny number and it's only in her second period, in her second um pinnacle period. So this challenge is a little bit um I want to say it almost takes her by surprise. So she's not quite sure what to do with it because she's had a seven pinnacle and a one challenge in her first time around. And that was when she was just, I'm sorry, a three challenge. That was when she was a baby. So she does not know what to do with this two challenge except to work with it. So, and it's not like she knows that there's a challenge because unless she's done a numerology reading, she probably won't really know. But anyway, so that's we know that her relationships will get better and she needs to focus on that area of her life as well. So the third pinnacle is a six, while the challenge is a one. You see, this is the problem with these pinnacles and challenges. Sometimes they can be all over the place, but in a way, that's good because that gives a person who is experiencing the pinnacle and the challenge a lot more adventure, a lot more experience. That's what they need. That's what she needs. So this will be from ages 44. So she's going to go into it soon, up until she's about 53. So again, that's a 9 year period, and that's coming forward for her. So she'll be in a six pinnacle with a one challenge. Okay, the six is focusing on marriage, family, relationship, can't even focus on divorce. Marriage, family, relationship, divorce. Well, because there's marriage there, the opposite of that is divorce. So that can happen with a six pinnacle. So this will be a concentration. This will be her concentration during this year, this period. All the things that we talked about, the marriage, the family, the relationship. Yes, because she's in a six period. That's what's happening. It's a bit of a change for her demeanor. But she's ready for this. She's ready for the change because you don't really go into it without being ready for it. That's the truth. The one challenge sees Emily standing on her own, being her own person. We don't know why she wasn't. Is it because she was doing maybe career choices that didn't make her feel like she was standing on her own? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe she didn't stay with her family, and that made her feel like she wasn't standing up for herself. I don't know, but that's interesting to think about. It's very interesting to think about. So she's finding the courage to be the person in charge. Hmm, that's interesting. I'm really hoping this means that this couple will be shifting roles. So, whereas Emily was the breadwinner and John was more stay at home or more part-time career, now he's going to be full-time career and she's going to be part-time career. I don't know. Again, we're just guessing here, but that seems interesting to think about. I see them as a happy family, so I'm very hopeful for them. I hope you are too. Anyway, so Emily's fourth pinnacle is a five, while her challenge is again the one. Now, to me, this pinnacle can be very challenging. Um, okay, so let's read about it. The pinnacle is mostly about change. That's interesting to know. There can also be a sense of freedom and adventure, but she'll figure out how not to make hasty decisions. That's a very good thing for her to be thinking about is not making hasty decisions, is thinking about it through the lens of how do I keep everybody happy here, because she's got that two destiny, and that's about relationship. And she just came off of a six pinnacle, so now she's in a five. It's a little bit scary because it is about change, it's about freedom, it's about adventure, it's about travel. So there's a lot of good things that could come out of the five. And her children are old enough that maybe she'll be able to do that with them. I'm not sure. To travel with them. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The one challenge is the same as the last period, which again is her learning to stand on her own, to be she again to be a person that speaks up for themselves. So her destiny again, it's likely that it was figured out, and now she has figured out how to stand up for herself. So sorry, I had to find out where I was. Anyway, okay, so let's look at John. All right, his destiny is a number three. That's a fascinating number now, isn't it? Let's take a look at that real quick. So now we have John Krasinski, and it's John Burke Krasinski. Isn't that interesting? Those are all the numbers that are calculated. for John Burke Krasinski, and then they're highlighted in the black marker. And then you can see where the destiny was calculated, the soul was calculated, the personality number was calculated. The birth date is 10/20/1979. That's his birth date. That's right down here. And his life path is there. And then there's the maturity number. And then we calculated the pinnacles and challenges here. So let's take a look at everything that we've calculated. And if you would like to take a screenshot of this, you can feel free to do that. Okay. Okay, so his destiny number is a 3. It looks like he consistently uses his talents. Whoop, let me find it for his career. Creative expression, communication, joy of living. All of those are wonderful, wonderful tools. Now, he also has a good connection and a good attraction to business. This is again what I said before. Not only is the 8 a good business number, so is the 3. Yeah, the 3 because of the expression. I'm not sure. The communication, maybe all those things. So it's a number of humor and optimism, though he should look for any signs of nervous energy, anxiety. All of those things can be brought out with a 3 because they just get a little excessive. So it's talking things out really helps him. So hopefully that's something that he's learning to do. So John's soul number is a 6. Ooh, the 6 is his heart's desire. I love this number. It represents family, marriage, relationship. Now, keep in mind, as we talked about earlier, it can also represent divorce. I don't see that for Emily and John, but let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. If you don't feel good about the communication, expression, and especially joy of living. Oops, hold on. Yes, we did that. I'm sorry, guys. Let me make sure. John's soul number is a 6. His heart's desire. I love this number. It represents family, marriage, relationship. If you don't know it, I'm so sorry. I was on the wrong sheet. If you don't know it, John and Emily appear to have a solid and loving relationship. Well, I hope you do know it, but if you don't know it, you know it now. We love to see that. We love to see that. It seems like his family are very important to him. Keep in mind, his fans are his family too. So we matter. We matter. All of his fans that love him matter. Okay, so his personality number is a 2. Typically, this number is how other people see him. But there's an element of truth here, too. The number 2 represents relationship, also a 6 trait. Cooperation and balance, all of that is in the 2. So it's a great number for public consumption. How about that? It's interesting to think about. John's life path is a master number. It's a master number 11. Now, this could be the part of his personality number we're seeing. It could be because that 1 plus 1 in the master number equals 2. That represents cooperation and balance and harmony. But the master number 11, this is a number of spiritual creativity. The 11 is known as the illuminator. It brings truth, leads to truth through spiritual inspiration. Wow. At its very best, this inspiration is brought to the world. At its very best. Wow. Makes me wonder what else where else he's going. What else is he doing? Where else is he going? When the 11 is too much, he can use the 2, which we've just talked about. The 1 plus 1 equals 2. So the number is written as 2 plus 9 equals 11. That's his master number, and I'll show it to you here. This is his number. Everything adds to 29, and I added it up twice just to be sure because it is a 29. And then 2 plus 9 equals 11, and 1 plus 1 equals 2. So that's why he can use he can when the 11 master energy is too much to handle, he can fall gently into the 2, which is about cooperation and balance and harmony. So he's kind of got the best of both worlds. So let's see. Let's see where we are. They are compatible numbers, though. So this is quite the change. Okay, that's not right. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see where I was. I stop reading and then I get lost. So it makes me wonder where else John is going. All right, we talked about the 2. This is the number of cooperation, harmony, and balance in relationship. Yes. So let's take a look at his maturity number, the number 5. 5. This is a very tough number for John. This number brings change, but it brings excitement to his life. Excitement. So what I get concerned about when I hear the word excitement, and I have read that, I have researched that, I'm concerned about that number 3, that number 3 that is in his, oh my gosh, let's see. It's his, no, oh, it's his destiny number. So it's John's destiny. I'm sorry. It's so hard to read these sometimes because I put Emily on top. So yeah, it's John's destiny number. So that concerns me when I hear excitement. It's like, is he getting overexcited? It's something to think about. The person with this number is typically attracted to new opportunities. I like that. Stimulation and adventure. And the good news is we know that Emily, so this is his maturity number. We know that Emily has this number in her last pinnacle. Yep, there's the 5 right there. So to me, there's a sign that the 2 of them will understand each other and use this maturity number, last pinnacle, to be working together. I'm not sure. To be traveling together. Maybe, maybe. But it also says it brings new opportunities. Ooh, what does that mean? And does that mean, so is that the same for Emily? Because that is her last pinnacle altogether. It goes the rest of her life. So that's good. That's good. So there is an attraction to the opposite sex, but Emily has this number as her last pinnacle. We just talked about that. They are compatible, though this number is quite a change for John. And it is, we talked about that already for Emily. But if they both have it together, it might be a positive thing for them. Let's look at it that way. Um, they may choose to adventure, travel, and change together. I love that. I love the sound of that. I think they will. Okay, so John's first pinnacle is a number 3, and his challenge is a 1. So this pinnacle is a great one to have as a first. This goes up until he's age 34. And the reason that we know that is because, again, we started at 36. We subtracted his life path number, which we subtracted the 2 because we don't want to take 11 from his first pinnacle period. So we're going to take the 2 away from that because that's really what the whole number boils down to is the 2. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to say that his first pinnacle goes till he's age 34. He feels good about communication. He feels good about expression and especially joy of living in his first pinnacle. So this three energy can get a bit scattered. Maybe nervous, maybe, maybe anxiety. I'm not sure. It makes sense that he may have gone through this early on. His support network and his childhood was good per Wikipedia. So I'm guessing overall he had a grade three period. The challenge was the one. So here he was learning to stand up on his own 2 feet, to stand up for himself, and to be an independent person. That is a common first challenge. It is common. So it's okay that he had this, and hopefully, he got through it. I mean, obviously he did. So his second pinnacle is a one, and the challenge is a six. And this runs from about age 34, which is the end of his first, until about age 43. Again, it's a 9 year period. So John is feeling his independent individuality and self-reliance in life. He's feeling these things. He's feeling independent. He's feeling individual, and he's feeling self-reliant. All about that's because the one is his pinnacle. And the six is his challenge. So let's finish the pinnacle one first. He has a time of new beginnings. Life is super exciting for him. The sixth challenge is a bit on the codependent side. That's something to think about. There's a feeling of responsibility for others, specifically family oriented. He's working on feelings of balance, harmony, and honoring his commitments. Honoring his commitments. So when he says he's going to be somewhere, he wants to be there. So he's working on if he doesn't commit to something, that's that's where the codependency it kicks in, it seems like. So it's a tough period for him, but he's gonna get through it. Actually, he's gotten through that. He's now in his third pinnacle, which is ages 43 to 52. So the third pinnacle is a four, and the fifth and the five is the challenge. This is this pinnacle and challenge is a little bit difficult because they are opposing. The four opposes the five, and you'll see why. The four is about working hard, and that's very true. It's about getting a foundation built that lasts forever. It's a long time. This could be about his career, could be about his family, it may be about his home. We don't know. It's kind of demanding, but with more seriousness. Now, keep in mind, it's just a pinnacle. Well, I shouldn't say just. It's a pinnacle. So we don't know how much of this will affect his life, but the challenge is the five. It's very opposing. It's about change. It's about adventure. It's about freedom. All of that is totally opposing to the number four, which is the hard work number. It's totally opposing. So he's going to have a tougher time during this period. There's a sense of impatience and restlessness with that four pinnacle against the four pinnacle, I think. It's only 9 years, but it might be a tumultuous time for John. It might be. So the fourth pinnacle is the nine, and the challenge is a seven. Now we know that the seven isn't easy because we just talked about the seven because it was Emily's first pinnacle. So the nine is about endings, ending what doesn't serve you. We're not sure what that's about. What does that mean for John? What's ending that doesn't serve him? I'm not sure where this is taking him, but I do know it's a big difference for him. It really is. If none of the other numbers were like this. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate, These pinnacles and challenges are, each one of them is different. The only saving grace with Emily and John to me is that they overlap in some of their numbers. The fives really overlap. But this fourth pinnacle for John is a little bit interesting, and I'm not sure that I like it, but I'm going to bet on this couple that they love each other enough to work through it. So I do know that it's a big difference for him. Okay, so he is drawn to show great wisdom right now. He's that's part of his nature is to be that way. His deep loving nature is coming through. That's good. That's very good. He might be afraid, but his tolerant nature will allow him to go forward. Mhm. So then we have that seven challenge. And this is the last thing we'll talk about. The seven challenge doesn't make this an easy period either. And this is his life. This is the rest of his life. So where did we say this started for him? At 43 to, no, I'm lying. Started at about 52. Yep. Started at about 52. Or it will start at about age 52. So that will take him through to the rest of his life. We don't know how long he's going to be. I mean, he could, yeah, it doesn't, we don't know. And that part I don't like to think about. But the seven challenge doesn't make this an easy period, that's for sure. And this is his life. Okay, we talked about that. He may seriously be tested here. We don't know. But this challenge does talk about that. This challenge, the seven challenge in the research that I've done talks about a person being tested, talks about maybe a truth coming forward that they have to share. We just don't know, and we won't know until he gets a little bit older. The nine pinnacle helps in that he will display wisdom and love, but it won't be easy. No, it's not going to be easy. So the lives of celebrities can be difficult or easy. It depends on them. It depends on how they want to behave, if they want to take on the challenges and the pinnacles that are presented to them. They really are no different than we are. And I hope both Emily and John have the best lives ever. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your time and I appreciate your energy. Take care now.